People are making so much money in the NFT space by just being on the whitelist. Some of you already know what a whitelist is, other people don't. I'm going to tell you in this video. But if you're someone who wants to make money with NFT space, this is by far the best way to do that. But there are multiple ways where you can get on that whitelist for specific projects. And I'm going to tell you a few of those because I personally have whitelists for some amazing projects and one of the most hyped projects in the world, and I'm going to tell you how I did that as well. Hey everyone, I hope you're doing well. My name is HM and welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to tell you how you can get access to whitelists on some NFTs, and I'm going to give you 3 ways you can do that. So there are many ways to do it. Obviously, there's more than 3 ways, but generally speaking, there are these 3 ways. And then you can go into details in each and every one. So the first way you can get onto whitelists is by joining an alpha group. Usually to join an alpha group, you probably need to buy a certain NFT or a certain access or on Patreon or something, just so you can have access to that club, because typically it brings you so much value that it's even a no-brainer for you to join them. Now there are multiple alpha groups. Some of them are more expensive than the others, and even just owning some NFTs, such as owning CyberKongs, which is very expensive. This gives you access to, I believe, the Kong tank, where they share alpha, and I'm sure it's one of the best alpha over there. However, there's another project that you can join, and this gave me so much value, and because of that I was able to get access to Hypebeast. Now if you don't know what Hypebeast is, it's probably one of the most hyped projects that is minting in January 19th, and the way I was able to get that is by being one of the first 500 members on their Discord, and I believe now they're at about 400,000 members, which is insane to think about. But it was just luck. Someone sent it to the alpha group, I just joined it, and it automatically became OG. Now, the group I'm talking about is called Bits. Now, let me show you what Bits is. If you take a look at my screen, this is the collection called Bits. Now, definitely this is not an advertising for Bits. I just really like them because the amount you pay for what you get, it pays for it 100 times over. And for me, it definitely paid itself back. So, for example, right here, the floor price is 0.44. If you pick any one of those, you get access to a Discord channel, where on the Discord channel, they do send all these new projects, and not all of them are hits, but for the most part you just join and then you decide whether it's worth it or not. And many of the projects that I joined were actually worth that, so I highly recommend you check it out. If this is not for you, you can check multiple others. There's many YouTubers who give you access to their alpha groups just by paying, let's say, $10, $20, $30 a month. So there's plenty of those. Make sure you pick the right ones for you, and hopefully you get some whitelists. Now the second way you can get onto whitelists is one that is probably harder than others, and that is just grinding and searching and doing research. So the way you can do that is by using 3 things. Could be Discord, Twitter, and TweetDeck. So what you do is, on Discord there are many projects, such as, let's take the Hypebeast example again. If you grind and you always interact, constantly talking and helping people out and joining the voice chat and all that, sometimes the moderators or the owners or the founders can recognize you, and then they can give you a whitelist. It's not guaranteed when it comes to that, but it may be a chance. If there's a project you really want to join and you really want access to, you can just join their whitelist. So typically projects have a pre-sale, which is a whitelist sale, and then they have a public sale. For Hypebeast, for example, did something completely different, where they're not doing a public sale. Usually this is for avoiding gas fees, and what gas fees are is basically the transaction fees you pay. And when the project is super hyped and everyone's trying to mint it, gas prices explode. It can go upwards to $1,000 and $2,000 if there is so much demand for it. And plus with that, they are incentivizing people to like the project more, because now it's personal. Now they're given exclusive access to mint. It's also psychological, but it just creates more and more hype for the project, which is great if you guys are on the whitelist as well. Another tool you can use is something called TweetDeck, and I'm going to show you how you can use that. So you go to TweetDeck, and then, for example, I have these set up. I haven't been using it for a while, but so what you do is you just put Discord launch NFT first for OG NFT. You shouldn't use these specifically, but basically you put keywords, and whenever there's a new, for example, this was posted a minute ago, I get notified, and then it could be a new Discord launching, and if you be one of the first few followers, a few hundred or so, you can get guaranteed whitelist, and who knows what it could be. It could be big, it could be not, but it's definitely worth a shot. Also, what you could do is join giveaways on Twitter. So typically there are a lot of projects that give giveaways, and if it's big, usually it's very hard because a lot of people are liking, retweeting, and tagging friends, but you never know if you could win. Now the third way you can get whitelist is one of also my favorite ways, and that is owning projects that can give you access to these. And I'll explain. This is different than the alpha projects that I was talking about, because the alpha groups, they send you info about new projects or whatever. With this, what happens is some projects partner with other projects with something called the launchpad, and what they do is they give you a chance to win a whitelist. For example, I have the JRNY Club Pass. When you own his pass, he partners up with some projects, and then he gives, for example, 4,000 whitelists away, and you can join the raffle and you may win, and there's a high chance. There's probably a very high chance you can win because there's only 10,000 holders or whatever. So this could be a very good way of doing it. Also, some projects partner with other projects and they would give you whitelist if you just own it. For example, if you have a Neo Tokyo, which is very expensive, or if you have a Bored Ape Yacht Club, which is also very expensive, some projects give access to Bored Ape Yacht Club holders, for example. So this is another way you can do that, but obviously this is probably more expensive, and it's definitely, you never know what you're going to get, because when a new project comes out, it's not in your control if they decide to let the holders of your project actually have a whitelist. But it's another way to consider. Also, the launchpads are typically good because when a project is big and you own it and it gives you access to another project, it just means that there's so much demand coming into the new project. So most likely, if you get the whitelist, you are going to potentially make profits if you do the right thing, if you sell, if you mint it, and if you profit, and then you actually take those profits. That's what I think when it comes to whitelists. I think it's worth it. So a lot of people actually grinded Hypebeast for weeks, and then at the end of the day, they got the whitelist at the end of the few weeks. But for some people, this is just not worth their time. Maybe they think that, okay, I can spare, let's say, half an ETH to join Bits Club, and then I can join this alpha group and see what's up, because not everyone has the time to do it. But if you're someone who has the time, it could be potentially worth it. Because if you're someone who has the time to grind for 2-3 weeks and get the Hypebeast whitelist, this, in my opinion, could be at least a 5 Ethereum profit. Because if you mint Hypebeast at the price of 0.2 ETH, I know I'm using Hypebeast a lot, but it's just the example that's in my mind. If you mint something for 0.2 and then you sell it for 5 ETH, it could be worth your 2-3 weeks of work, because in some countries, for example, the minimum wage is very, very low. So it just makes sense for you to grind that over there. Now, again, this all depends on what you do. You could be someone who makes $100 an hour, and it's probably more worth your time for you to just outsource the work basically and join an alpha group where they send you notifications every time there's a potential project, and that's definitely fine. So it's personal preference for everyone, whatever matches your lifestyle and whatever works for you. So that's it when it comes to whitelist. Also, if you're still watching the video, guys, I highly appreciate if you can like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and join my Discord in the link below. What I have planned is I want to create my own alpha group where you can get access to that alpha group, and actually I give out call outs and we can just have people discuss what projects are coming out and potentially get some whitelists for you guys. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.